Yo, guys, welcome back again today. Today we're going to be talking about the Sahrawi people. The Sahrawi people are a mix between African and Arab peoples. These peoples have many different tribes throughout West Africa. They live in modern countries of Morocco, Mauritania, and the Western Sahara territory. The Western Sahara in which they live in are some of the most unknown areas, hardest, and hottest places to live in the world. Ancient volcano mountains, sand dunes, and the constant desert sands hitting rocks make this desert one of the most unique looking and dangerous places in the world. Most places in this desert do not get rain for over a year. Tribes in the Sahel and Sahara Desert mix with the 4 Arab tribes who left the Middle East as nomads venturing to West Africa. Different Sahel and Saharan tribes, the Berber tribe, and various Arab tribes have mixed over time to create the Sahrawi people. Around the 700s, they would split into different groups in Africa, with some warring, assimilating into kingdoms or countries, trading of goods or slaves, and others living a nomadic lifestyle depending only on their livestock. The tribe hierarchy worked as such. The Hassan warrior tribe was at the top. The Zawiya scholar tribe was the second under them. Them being the religious class would be protected by the Hassan warrior tribe. For the protection of the Hassan warrior tribe, the Zawiya would pay a tax of goods and cattle. The third tribe would be the Zanaga tribes, the tribes of labor. The third tribe also had a subgroup under them called the Haratin. The Haratin would serve the Zanaga tribes. You could call it the third and a half tribe. The fourth was the slave tribe. They could rise to the Haratin status in the Zanaga tribes if they were freed. Usually only rich families had slaves, with more nomadic tribes not having slaves. Elected elders, along with religious scholars, would carry out decisions for tribes, lawmaking, and conflict resolution. At times, most tribes would meet up to form Ait Arbin. This massive gathering would have such topics as to how to defend a territory or diplomacy with one another or another tribe. The dominant religion is Sunni Islam. The people still believe in spells, dreams, and amulets. Some tribes use camel dung and sticks to tell the future of when a woman will get married in the future. The men of the book, in certain tribes, or the masters of the Quran, teach children how to write and recite the Quranic tables by memory. The people speak mostly the Hassaniya Arabic dialect. Some do still speak Berber as well and other African dialects. Camels are very important to the people. The camel can go for very long times with no water and can store water in its many sacs in its stomach. It can even drink salt water as well. Goats are also very important to the people. The more camels you have, the more your family or tribe must be worth. The women will make a shumagab. A shumagab is a wooden decorated multiple cushion bench to ride in comfort on a camel with their children. When their child is born, women will gather for the child's naming. While the mother rests, a chosen woman will dip 5 local sticks into camel or goat milk. Each stick has a man's name from a family or friend. The mother, after the stick is dipped in milk, will choose a stick 3 times. The name assigned to the third stick chosen will be the name assigned to the new child. Food is also in abundance on this day. Social status can also dictate how the wedding will take place. Dowry are also given to the bride family and discussed by the head of the families, which are 2 men. The union of the highest families are talked about at the beginning of the child's life. Higher status families marry their kids to other higher status families to protect lineage and power. The people still perform traditional weddings as well, though some modern ways the people have had to adapt to and were forced to. The guest family will arrive with some camels for dowry, while others can be to show off how wealthy they are. While approaching the village, both families will carry wide white flags. This is a type of game credited to the Berber side of the people. Once both families get close with the flag, the other families will try to pull it away from the other family. Tug of war ensues, and whoever captures the flag is the winner. Younger men will ride camels to show off their riding skills to the women who are not yet married. A prayer will be said by some men towards Mecca, and a camel will be slaughtered for the wedding. The Qadi will make sure there is no objections between the two families on paper, and then confirms the act of marriage is legal. This is to let everyone know that the marriage will proceed. This sound's name is Inshid, which is what the people call this sound. This is very normal for many tribes in Africa, though not all. The final confirmation will be a witness who is a man who will walk out of the home and shoot a gun in the air. Once the agreement of the Quran and traditions have been met, the woman will serve food such as rice and meat to the visiting family. The women and men still eat separately and rely heavily on livestock. A diet of meats, rice, and tea is very normal for the people. Each tribe within the people can be different, but some traditions of the past are in the past. Traditions saw nobles, such as Yemen Arabs, slave Africans, African nobles, and different tribes warring or disagreeing with one another. The Polisario Front would put an end to slaves and caste systems of status. This is not to say that this does not happen today, but certain classes can exist as equals depending on the tribe. After eating and feasting, the bridegroom, occupied by his friends, will walk around the tent homes while the women sing. This is due to the people still believing in evil spirits and evil eye in the Sahara Desert. The woman getting married will stay inside the tent-style home and be made up with henna and other makeups. The men will soon return back inside and join the events. A man will play the traditional guitar called the tidinit. A man will also sing next to the guitarist as well. The guitar has Mauritanian origins. Melamim, or the artisans of the Sahrawi people, make iron, bone, wood, and leather works. Tea kettles made of copper and brass, metal boxes, and forks and spoons were made by these artisans. Tea kettles made of copper and brass, metal boxes, and forks and spoons were made by these artists. They would be looked down upon by the peoples, though many of the people use what they make. The dara is the traditional male dress. Now most are made by sewing machines, but at one point the intricate clothing was made by hand and made with linen thread. In the 1900s, the European country of Spain would occupy the Western Sahara territory. This would be one of the modern conflicts the peoples would have to face. The French would start to also occupy North Africa in 1902. For over 60 years, it would be hard for the Spanish or French to control the tribes in the Sahara. Just like the past of ancient African kingdoms, some tribes did not have loyalty to new kingdoms or empires. The French and the Spanish would use quarrels and disagreements to cause weakening and divisioning within different tribes of the Sahara. This same tactic would be used by the Sahrawi people and other tribes as well. Raids on European colonizers would make it very difficult politically and resource-wise between European territories and tribes. A cat and mouse game of politics and who was to blame for certain events would constantly happen. Some raids even led to Spain blaming France and France blaming Spain. It was hard for two European powers to control the land with constant raids from tribes and Moors. In 1965, the UN General Assembly would try to resolve Spain's colonization. They would ask Spain to decolonize the area. In 1975, Spain would give up administrative control of the area for joint control by Morocco and Mauritania. Morocco claimed the territory since 1957. This would lead to a war between Morocco and Mauritania, with the Sahrawi people in the middle. The Sahrawi nationalist movement would be developed, and this movement went to war with the two countries. The Polisario Front was a government created by the people and was called the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. Mauritania would withdraw its claims to the land in 1979, and Morocco would control most of the major cities and natural resources. The UN recognized and considered the Polisario Front a legitimate representative of the Sahrawi people. A ceasefire would be reached between Morocco and the Polisario Front. This led some tribes of the Sahrawi people to refugee camps in Algeria and Mauritania. Religious meetings between the Muslim Moroccan rulers, Mauritanian rulers, and Sahrawi leaders happened as well. Though the Western Sahara remains mostly ungoverned and the Sahrawi people have yet to see their destiny. Please like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification down to get all my videos. Add me on all social medias, which is Afric Network, which is Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, and TikTok. Peace. One love.